War rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet. Baron of Dice is the exclusive dice supplier for Season of War. Take a look through their incredible designs or even get your own custom dice made.
Hello and welcome to Season of War! Today we are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. You're back and bringing another new army. Yeah. New to the channel at least. Yeah, haven't had it on yet. But I'm excited to see a kind of a different take on Cities of Sigmar. Yeah. But jumping right into things, the mission we're playing today is Power Flux. We've got 4 objectives on the table, but only 2 are going to be active at any time. The player doing second each battle round gets to choose either the two perpendicular objectives, so either side 2 or top and bottom. To make active, it's hold 1 and hold both for scoring, but you get an extra point if you have an Endorian Lotus on the objective. So some extra points available. Potentially if you hold both with Lotuses, that's 2 extra points. But otherwise, a pretty standard one. So we can jump right into lists. Do you want to take us through your cities first?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have, my list overall is Dark Elf themed. Yep. I don't like these techless rejects over here, but that's what this is based off of. So it's very elf heavy. But we'll start with 3 fleet masters, one of which is my general. He's got the duelist command trait, and I have 2 sorceresses. One that has the anklet, which gives the plus 6-inch range while sitting on an objective or in terrain. And she has Tenebrous Blades, the spell. And the other sorceress has Hoarfrost on her. And I have a Knight Incantor for anti-magic. Going into the units, I've got 5 units of Corsairs, 3 of which are 20, and 2 are 10, all with double blades. A unit of 10 Dread Spears, a unit of 10 Blackguard, 3 units of 1 individual Scourge Runner Chariots, and Charybdis to Howl at the Moon.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. Again, a bunch of new city stuff that we haven't seen on the channel with the new book yet. So again, thrilled to see it. But then jumping into the true elves today, we got the Idoneth Deepkin again. I am playing Morphon, so this is going to give my Soul Render the ability to return D3 plus 3 Namarti models at the end of each battle shock phase. So that's a great thing for recursion. And he'll be supporting my big unit of 30 Thralls. And then I also have 3 units of 10 Reavers, as well as 2 units of 3 Ishlan Guard. Then for my hero loadout, in addition to the Soul Render, I have Lotan and my Italian King General, who has got the Smash King command trait and an Arcane Tome. Then the Void Chill Darkness mount trait, making him -1, or divvying out -1 to hit to enemy units. Then I do kind of lastly have a big Leviathan, kind of the centerpiece of the army, giving out buffs, and then can do some damage on his own as well. But that's it for me here with Deepkin. I was 2 drops, so out-dropped you. You were a bunch.
A ton, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to give me choice, and no surprise, obviously I get to control the objectives on this one. I'm going to give you first turn, and I'm going to activate actually the 2 outer objectives rather than top and bottom. So we will be jumping into Cities of Sigmar, turn 1.
Unimpressed by the half-souled elves that face them, the Cities of Sigmar battle tactic is magical dominance. Then the Fleet Master and Achillean King both fail heroic leadership. A sorceress sacrifices a Dread Spear to cast Hoarfrost on a unit of Black Ark Corsairs, granting Ren 3. Forgoing any more spellcasting for the sake of their battle tactic, the Knight Incantor uses at the double, and boldly moves forward to claim the eastern objective. A Scourge Runner Chariot opens fire at the Ishlan Guard, but it deals no damage. Cautious with their early positioning, the Cities of Sigmar complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
Okay, yeah, turn 1 for the cities. Action-packed. Thrilling. Very thrilling. We've decided to tow on to the objectives here. The Knight Incantor was really excited to get out there. Does not like these abominations of elves. But yeah, we just sort of moved on to the objectives, casted, Hoarfrost on this unit here. And then that was a part of the battle tactic. And just waiting to get a little bit closer in, right? And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, calm opening. Obviously not uncommon, kind of tenuous turn one, don't want to overcommit, and then a double. You always have to be concerned of a double back, right? So yeah, I guess with that we can just head into Idoneth Deepkin, turn one.
As the Ether Sea permeates the battlefield, the Idoneth battle tactic is Deny Trespassers, which requires them to slay all enemies near the Gloomtide shipwreck. The Achillean King and Fleet Master then both use heroic leadership, and the Isharan heroes perform the ritual of Deep Sight, granting the Namarti Thralls and Reavers a 5-up ward save in the third battle round. In the hero phase, the Achillean King fails to cast Mystic Shield, but does cast an Arcane Bolt. In the movement phase, one unit of Reavers garrisons the Gloomtide shipwreck. Unleashing the first volley of arrows, the Reavers use all-out attack and take down 6 Corsairs. The second unit of Reavers targets the Charybdis, dealing 6 damage to it. Also targeting the Charybdis, the Leviathan launches its harpoons, but deals no damage. Lastly, the third unit of Reavers shoots at more Corsairs, dealing 8 damage. As the vanguard of their army, the Ishlain Guard engage the Corsairs, then use all-out attack and take them down, and the other unit of Corsairs uses Inspiring Presence. Giving their foe a taste of their range supremacy, the Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Deepkin turn one, pretty much just as expected. You tiptoed on the objectives, so I just didn't commit a lot to take them off or take them back. Though in choosing a battle tactic, I did go for the kill because you put a unit within 12 of my boat. So one of the nice things on these missions that have tough battle tactics turn one, because the territory is up to half, does let me put the boat a little more forward, and especially giving away the turn, choosing the side objectives, it forced you into within 12 of the boat. So that's nice for a battle tactic early. And did the rest of the work with the Ishlain Guard. I could have finished them off in shooting and been even more defensive, but I wanted to spread my shooting around, put some damage on the Charybdis. The turtle didn't get any damage through, but not out of the realm of possibility. I could have put 10 damage on it this turn.
This is very possible.
Yeah, so that's okay. Nearly entirely took out 2 units of your Corsairs, but just the units of 10, the screens. But again, I think we're both kind of measured here, depending on how turn priority goes, so we can
very important
jump into the roll off.
Okay.
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
You win ties since you went first last round.
Yeah. And, was it a mistake last time for me to give you the turn? Will I make the same mistake again? No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to take it.
All right, so you're going to take it. We'll jump into Cities of Sigmar, turn 2.
Yeah.
Eager to retaliate against the scouting cavalry, the Cities of Sigmar battle tactic is surround and destroy. The Fleet Master then fails heroic leadership, while the Achillean King succeeds. The first sorceress casts Hoarfrost on the Corsairs, making them wound on 2s, while the other sorceress casts Tenebrae Blades on another unit of Corsairs, allowing their attacks to bypass armor saves. Lastly, the Knight Incantor casts Mystic Shield on themselves. The first chariot shoots at the Ishlain Guard, but it deals no damage, and the other chariot only deals 1 damage to the Reavers. The Fleet Master orders the Corsairs to strike first with Strike Them Down, then also issues all-out attack. The Corsairs then fight and deal 20 damage to the Eels, as they ignore save rolls with Tenebrae Blades. Looking to strike down any foe that stands against them, the Cities of Sigmar complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
All right, so city's turn 2. I'd say pretty good so far. We were able to get Hoarfrost off on this unit, getting them wounding on 2s. Crucially, we got Tenable Blades off on these Corsairs here, and they went in and
rinsed.
Just aced those eels out of there. Some Unagi.
20 damage. You think, well, Ethereal Save. I mean, you don't have Rend anyways, so you're great at killing them to begin with. But as soon as you don't no save, that you would have done 10 damage on average with 4-up saves. So we had 1 eel left.
But otherwise, like, not a lot of movement. We were able to get the battle tactic by just flanking along the sides, taking pot shots at guys that just come back. No problem. That's turn 2.
Nice. Cool. Well, again, we'll get a chance to respond going into Idoneth Deepkin turn 2.
Eager to show their curse is no hindrance to their fighting prowess. The Idoneth battle tactic is revenge of the Namardi. The Fleet Master and Achillean King both fail heroic leadership. The Achillean King then casts Mystic Shield on the Leviathan, and Lotan grants the ritual of Deep Sight to the Thralls, giving them a 5-up ward save. Looking to quickly close ground, the Thralls use At the Double. The first unit of Reavers shoot at the Corsairs, who use all-out defense but still suffer 6 casualties. The garrisoned Reavers target the Black Guard but only manage to deal 1 wound. The last unit of Reavers then shoot at another unit of Corsairs, killing 7. Lastly, the Leviathan shoots its harpoons at the Black Guard, but only takes down 1 more. Charging into combat, the Achillean King's Deep Mare deals 3 mortals on impact. The Leviathan fails its roar while the Charybdis roars the Thralls. Then the Achillean King uses Lord of Tides on himself and the turtle. The Achillean King fights first and takes out the Corsairs. Then the Leviathan piles in, but deals no damage to the Fleet Master. The Thralls split their attacks and they deal 17 damage to the Corsairs, then finish off the Charybdis. The 2 Corsairs deal 1 damage to the Ishlaen Guard, who retaliate using all-out attack and kill both the Corsairs and the Knight Incanter. The other 3 Corsairs then kill 2 Thralls, and the Fleet Master deals 4 more damage. Lastly, the other Fleet Master attacks, but deals no damage to the Leviathan. In Battle Shock, the 3 Corsairs and Thralls both use Inspiring Presence. Then the other unit of Corsairs uses the Indomitable Triumph, and the Soul Render returns 5 Thralls. Crashing into the enemy's lines like a tidal wave, the Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
All right, Idoneth Deepkin turn 2, and we are doing what we love, which is running and charging fast, getting into combat, and slapping away with our weapons, especially the Thralls. They're the big ones. The Achillean King did a great job also of taking down the unit of Corsairs. The Turtle tried to finish off the Fleet Master, only got the 2-inch range attacks in, only got 1 through, and you saved it. So,
and you're gonna regret that.
We'll see. The Fleet Master has not yet made me regret it. The Turtle shell was a little too tough for him, but again, the MSU nature have a good amount of power in various units. It puts pressure on armies. And making a decent charge with the Thralls allowed me to get into the Corsairs and the Charybdis, which I knew I would take down the Charybdis, and if it was full health, I probably would have overkilled it like 50%. So being able to divert some of those attacks is great. To cripple one of your units of Corsairs, and then just kind of spread the shooting around. Try to put a bunch into the Blackguard, but between their save and the 4-up ward, I think I killed 2.
Yeah, 2.
So not a lot of damage, but again, all things told, I'm leveraging everything this turn for the most part. Literally everything, either shot. Lotan, you got his buff off because he charged in. My Soul Render brought back 5 guys. All the Reavers shot. The Ishlaen went in, did some good work too. So Yeah, pretty solid. I guess the turtle was, I guess the letdown would have been, he didn't have a lot to do, only killed one Blackguard in shooting, and then did no damage to the Fleet Master, so. Can't be disappointed though with the turn overall.
No, you're doing okay, I guess.
Yeah,
That's fine.
We're seeing which elves are the rightful heirs to the Empire, but
we want to push you back into the depths. That's
yes, we'll see though. We are going into priority for round 3.
Yeah.
So we'll roll it. That's a 5.
Let me roll it.
Yeah, reroll. It's cocked. That's a 5. You win ties again, so do you want to give it to me?
No.
Okay.
I'm taking that.
All right. So we'll go into Cities of Sigmar, turn 3.
Prepared to counter their aggressive cousins, the Cities of Sigmar battle tactic is strike without warning. The Fleet Master then uses their finest hour, and Lotan uses heroic leadership. The first sorceress casts Hoarfrost, making the Blackguard wound on 2s, and the other sorceress casts Tenebrae Blades on the Corsairs, allowing them to ignore armor saves. The 2 chariots on the eastern flank shoot at the Ishlane Guard, dealing 2 damage. The other chariot shoots at the Reavers, but deals no damage. The Corsairs and the Blackguard are both ordered to strike them down, allowing them to strike first in combat. First to fight, the Corsairs use all-out attack and deal 13 damage to the Thralls. The Thralls then retaliate, and using all-out attack themselves, they deal 4 damage to the Blackguard and finish off the unit of 3 Corsairs. The Blackguard fight next and deal 6 more damage to the Thralls, then the Ishlane Guard take out a chariot. After the fighting, the Thralls use Inspiring Presence, and the Soul Render returns 6 more Namarti to their unit. Struggling to take down the persistent elves, the Cities of Sigmar complete their battle tactic, but only score 2 points.
All right, top of round 3. My chance to punch back at the Thralls.
Yep.
Was able to get Hoarfrost off onto the Blackguard, and as well Tenebrae Blades on the remaining Corsairs.
Yep.
And they both went like this, squished into the Thralls. Our battle tactic we also got was to charge all three units. So that plus the chariot.
Why the chariot had to go in.
Sacrificial chariot.
Yeah.
Got in there. You know, you tried.
Yeah.
But you know, they did pretty well. We were just talking about like if this unit was a normal 20 man,
which was a debate for me of taking like 2 units of 20 Thralls versus 1 unit of 30.
Yeah, so like they would have been dead just from between the Blackguard and the Corsairs, but because you had 30, they got to.
I had I had 10 left because I was literally down to 10 and then brought 6 back, which is incredible, right? Another note is potentially even with having 30, the fact that it was my turn 3 high tide let us alternate activations where I killed 4 or 6 Blackguard before they got a chance to fight.
Yeah.
Could have been, that would have doubled your output and at least killed another 6.
Yeah.
Brought me down to 4 guys in that 30 block even, had it not been that tight, which is like to say such a good defensive mechanic even for Deepkin when they don't win the turn. Like,
yeah, you can absorb the impact and then like you
still get to hit something else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So otherwise that was basically the turn. I mean, yeah, like we're able to get the battle tactic. Unfortunately, I think it's a little difficult to get onto these objectives with all these Reavers on here. Yeah.
And the Thralls just put so much pressure right in your face.
Yeah. So we got the battle tactic. We're going for that, and that's what we got.
Cool. Sounds good. And yeah, I guess next up we'll just jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 3.
Eager to harvest these souls and return them to their enclave, the Idoneth battle tactic is Assassins of the High Tide. The Achillean King and Fleet Master both use heroic leadership. Then the King casts an arcane bolt, but fails Mystic Shield. The first unit of Reavers shoot at and take down a chariot, and the next unit deals 10 damage to the Corsairs. Next, the final unit of Reavers split their fire, finishing off the Corsairs and dealing 4 wounds to the chariot. Lastly, the Leviathan uses all-out attack, and its harpoons finish off the Black Guard. The Achillean King deals 3 mortals on impact to the sorceress, and the Leviathan stomps to finish her off. The Achillean King takes out the Dread Spears, then the Leviathan finishes off the last sorceress. The Thralls then use all-out attack and take out both Fleet Masters, while the Ishlaen Guard finish off the last chariot.
All right, Idoneth Deepkin, turn 3, High Tide. You got 1 Fleet Master left, though he ran away.
He's like, all right, I guess you learned your lesson.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Obviously a devastating turn here, kind of dealing the final blows to everything, and just shows, the whole game kind of showcased a lot of the strengths of Deepkin. Damn, this army, I love this army, it's so good. But in particular, it's always important to control the priority, and turn order is always big, but especially in combination with the tides, it's just devastating, right? The turn you came into me, I was still hitting first because I didn't aggress earlier, and that, and also I have enough shooting that you feel the pressure, even though I wasn't aggressive turn 1, you still are pressured to take priority on turn 2, because I have the shooting that can be devastating, right?
Yeah.
So puts armies like this obviously in feels like a really, really tough position where there's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, well, I can't really get you closer to me, and it's a pretty far reach to so I'd be really overextending everything if I try to cross over. So it was tough. I mean, so maybe I've got some things to tweak on my side for sure. But no, it was a good game though. It was interesting. Yeah. To see how things worked and all that. So.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Deepkin loving it. It was great to see the city stuff out. 10-roll blades obviously had a huge impact. Didn't really get to show it against the Thralls. Like we said, you killed a bunch.
Yeah.
If you had been a full unit of Corsairs, you potentially are wiping the Thralls. It's a bit, oh my god, you could one-shot the turtle with something like that, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's the speed of Deepkin, the control of the tempo and the turn order, and then the tides just never gave you the opportunities that you were looking for in the game.
Yeah, that was the thing. I think you were doing a good job keeping me at distance until you were ready to strike.
Yeah.
And even just having this, I think these eels are sort of really good for really just
sending a unit forward here and there to grab objectives.
Yeah, that's right. Just being enough of a harasser too, right? Just so. Yeah, it's a good army, right? So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, love it. Still one of my favorites.
One of the things to take away from there is that the Corsairs, when they're buffed up, they are pretty scary looking, and they hit really hard, but they are also pretty soft they're a glass cannon, let's say. So, there are, I think, within the elf part of the cities, there are other elements that, we could probably bring in, the knights, or even different types of chariots to bring in more pressure and speed. Because a pure foot slogging force needs that has very limited shooting is going to have a hard time, I think, in the game. So yeah,
is always kind of at the whims of the other opponent if they're faster, or they control the turn order, or something that can hurt them.
Yeah, so I think maybe Corsairs, the way that I have been using Corsairs might be more as a counter attacking, with a couple of units of knights or something like that would help to really put pressure forward, and then if we trade off, then they can come in and really help to put a lot of bodies on that do a lot of damage, right? So, and I gotta say, I mean, first time using these Black Guard, and they are great. So I'm
super tanky.
Yeah, super tanky, and on the hit back, they were pretty good too, right? So, really impressed with the Black Guard as well, and the lore is small, but is good. Like so, that the elves have.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tenderworld Blades is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that will wrap things up for us here today. Again, awesome to see the elves out. Hope you guys enjoyed that battle report. Elves won at the end of the day, so we're both happy, we can say. But yeah, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoy our content and want to help support the channel, you can get 4 extra battle reports every month by subscribing to our YouTube membership. You can do that by hitting the join button below the video. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon in the next battle report.